Welcome to this edition of MBC News. In today's broadcast, our reporters logged some serious miles in their efforts to bring you the stories of the students making the news here in Comic Country. But before we get to the stories, let's take a look at some of the headlines with Erin Kearney in The Minute.
Danielle Withers, an MHS student from the class of '02, appeared on NBC's hit show The Sing-Off. She is part of the group Afro Blue, who brings their bluesy tone to top songs on the Billboard charts. Money magazine ranked Mason as the 24th best place to live in America. According to that article, a main reason for that ranking is the strong school system. Now, the answer to the question that we've all been waiting for: why were the lights on at homecoming? After consulting with MHS principal Miss McCarty Stewart, she revealed that there's a new fire safety code that states those 4 lights near the exits must be on. But don't worry, McCarty Stewart said she will look at options for next year. That's all for The Minute. Now back to Allie with the students making the news.
All athletes like to compete on a level playing field. Here's reporter Kathy Connor with the story of some very special athletes who have finally found their level playing field.
For a child with special needs, there aren't many opportunities to socialize with others while playing the sport they love. The outreach program for soccer, otherwise known as TOPS, was specifically designed to create an equal playing field for these athletes and has even allowed them to experience a sense of normalcy.
Well, I mean, it really gives the athletes a chance to get on the field and play in a, quote, normal environment where they can't do that on a rec league. And it really builds their self-esteem. Obviously, the physical benefits are there. They're actually outside exercising, which a lot of them don't get a chance to do. So they get more stamina, a lot more self-esteem, a lot more self-worth.
Junior soccer player Sammy Rotowski has used her soccer experience to help coach the top soccer athletes.
My favorite part is seeing the kids just have a good time and not worry about anything, and they get their shining moment because they never get that. And for us to cheer them on as much as we do, that makes their day, and you can tell it's something they look forward to every day, and it makes my day seeing them smile, so it's a good feeling.
In 20 years, most people won't remember the clothes they used to wear or what they used to do on the weekends. For these top soccer athletes, however, they will remember the time they spent playing soccer, as it was a huge part of their life. And for the coaches and volunteers who help make these athletes' dreams a reality, their lives are also altered in ways that words cannot explain. I'm Kathy Connor, NBC News.
Michelle Davey traveled down to the Cincinnati Zoo to bring us the story of how a Mason High School sophomore is getting serious about saving gorillas.
Cell phones have pretty much become the lifelines for teenagers. They text, tweet, check email, and virtually conduct their lives on these tiny handheld devices. But would you ever suspect that your cell phone could impact the lives of gorillas? Yes, I said gorillas. The Cincinnati Zoo is teaming up with EcoCell to help create a nationwide recycling campaign that encourages cell phone users to donate their old cell phones in order to help the dwindling gorilla habitats.
Well, the main thing that's affecting gorilla habitat in cell phones is something called coltan. It's a metallic ore, and it's being obviously overmined with the use. Everybody's got a cell phone these days, but it's mined exclusively in Central Africa, prime gorilla habitat.
Ron Evans believes the Cincinnati Zoo is doing all it can to raise awareness for these primates.
Well, we're getting the word out, man, just not only by stuff that we're doing, the talk that I just finished talking, we do in all of our talks, not just gorilla talks, but a lot of talks around facing, especially African animals. We're getting the word out in schools. I think there's several companies. Starbucks was involved, where we've got a lot of stuff going on with companies throughout the Cincinnati area. And there's cell phone boxes located not only in Gorilla World, but in the education building and in the Vine Street Entry Village. So people see that and they see the cell phones in there and think, hey, wow, we can do that. So it's a great way of getting the word out.
Lindsay Metz, an MHS sophomore who volunteers at the Cincinnati Zoo, is trying to bring the campaign to the halls of MHS.
The Go Bananas Challenge is a challenge for schools nationwide to collect cell phones for the Cincinnati Zoo, and they're going to donate them to EcoCell. And every school, or the school who collects the most cell phones, gets $4,000, and the school who has the most creative campaign gets $1,000.
Lindsay's love for animals not only shows in her volunteer work, but it's also why she wishes to bring this campaign to Mason.
Any chance I can get to help animals, either here or in the wild, I'll do it. So when I heard about it, I immediately jumped on it because I thought it would be a really cool thing to do, and I've always want to help any animal any way I can. So it was definitely something the minute I heard about it, I wanted to do it.
The last thing you probably think about while texting is gorillas. But with millions of phones being purchased daily, that just means millions are being thrown away. So while you upgrade to that new 4G touchscreen, just know your old phone can upgrade the lives of gorillas. I'm Michelle Davey, NBC News.
Miss the latest news update? Need to know the latest school info? Need sports sports results? Are there too many clubs to keep track of? You can get photos from the game, web exclusives, NBC extras, and past editions of the Chronicle, all at thecsbn.com, Mason's newest student network. Like us on Facebook under Mason Broadcast Crew.